Oh my god, my parents are so loud I want to die.
There is no God, Summer. Gotta rip that band-aid off now. You'll thank me later.
Yes, this guy believes in God. The guy who constantly tells us that God's not real or he doesn't exist actually shows throughout the series that he not only believes in God, but fears him too. Rick and many others in the series use the term God just to describe those who have overwhelming power.
If God exists, it's fucking me! I'm a fucking God now! I am the God of death!
I will be what the single-minded once called a god.
This, of course, isn't belief in God. This is only a misuse of the title. But Rick very clearly differentiates between when he's talking about a God and when he's talking about the God. There's one episode where Rick is made to believe that he's the father of the children of this planet, until this God comes by and says that the children actually belong to him. And before fighting, he has this to say about this God.
Sweetie, you handle the hippies, I'll handle the off-brand Yahweh.
Kick his ass, Dad.
This is huge. This is Rick acknowledging the God of the Bible exists, and not only that, but everyone else to use the title God is a knockoff of him.
No, bro, I'm a Zeus.
And after Summer and Morty accidentally kill the Zeus, he even has this to say.
Relax, it's just a Zeus. If this was the real God, it'd be a completely different story.
The real God, again, reiterating that everyone else is a knockoff. This is Rick's belief system. So what's the deal? If Rick believes that God exists and that he's all-powerful, then why doesn't he talk to God? Oh wait, he does. At the beginning of season 2, Rick has to sacrifice his own life in order to save Morty's. This puts him in a position where he's no longer in control and about to die.
Oh, sweet Jesus, please let me live. Oh my God, I gotta fix this thing. Please, God in heaven. Please, God, oh Lord, hear my prayers. Yes! Fuck you, God! Not today, bitch! Please, God, if there's a help, please be merciful to me. Yes, I did it! There is no God in your face!
Again, Rick acknowledges God's existence while claiming he doesn't exist. So despite knowing that God exists and that he extends grace to Rick, Rick still hates God so much that he perpetually denies his existence. Rick is the absolute best portrayal of an atheist that I've ever seen in media. The most common argument I hear from atheists is, if God is real and all-powerful and he still allows evil to exist, then he must not be a good God. And we've seen that God has allowed incredibly evil acts to take place in Rick's life. We've seen the event that caused Rick to become so nihilistic, that Rick Prime came from a different dimension and killed his wife and daughter. Rick knows that God is all-powerful and therefore he could have prevented his wife and daughter from dying, but he didn't. So our next question has to be, doesn't that make God evil? And if that's the case, isn't it only rational to hate God? Because that's what we should do. We should hate evil. This is a rational argument. But for God to stop evil from occurring, he would need to remove free will from people. And luckily, Rick and Morty deals with that concept too. In season 2, Rick rekindles his relationship with Unity, a hive mind who has taken control of every mind on this planet. Summer is appalled with how immoral that is, taking free will away from all these people. But Unity points out that a lot of these people were committing heinous acts of evil before she forced peace upon them.
Summer, before I took over this planet, this man was a registered sex offender.
Yeah? Well, so what? At least he was himself.
Summer continues on her quest to free these people from Unity's control. But upon getting what she asked for, she sees that free will necessarily allows people to choose evil.
Race war!
And this is the big issue that we're faced with. God could prevent all evil, but then we would be forced to make choices only that God allows us to make. We wouldn't be able to make our own choices. We would just live according to God's will, the same way that these people lived according to Unity's will. And by the end of the episode, Rick is able to articulate why that is a problem.
Grandpa Rick, what happened with Unity?
Who? Oh, Unity. Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, we're talking about an entity that thrives on enslavement, you know? It's not cool. Fun's fun, but who needs it? I'll be in the garage.
Perhaps he understands that without evil, his wife and daughter would still be around, but without free will, they wouldn't be themselves. Rick loves the autonomy that makes his wife and daughter who they are, but in order to have that, Rick Prime also needs the autonomy to go kill them. And understanding that uncomfortable truth, that he had to choose between evil and free will, may have been what led to the dark ending of this episode.
Can you take me now? I wanna Are you afraid